Everybody is still freaking out that Disney and Sony were able to come to terms and an agreement about Spider-Man staying in the MCU. How's it going, everybody? It's Warren, and if this is the first time that you are hearing this news, it is official. Spider-Man is back in the MCU. And of course, everybody is super excited about it. Marvel had big plans for Spider-Man to lead the future Avengers in the MCU. So it looks like the current path of the MCU that Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, had planned out is still going to be the same. Because not only is Spider-Man back in the MCU, but we also have the date of the next Spider-Man film. So we have the date and the official new terms that Sony and Disney agreed to with Spider-Man. I'll talk about these terms, the release date, and what it means for the future of the MCU in this. So originally, with the deal that Disney and Sony had together for the first Spider-Man films that we saw, Disney was only getting 5% of the first dollar gross. And according to Deadline.com, Disney at one point asked for 50%. Now, Sony said no, but the new terms of this contract are 25%. This means that Marvel/Disney will co-finance 25% of the third Homecoming movie for a 25% equity stake. Simply put, they pay for 25% of the production and they get 25% of the money that the movie makes. Now, this really is a big win for both parties. Yes, Sony is giving up more than they were before, but they get to keep Kevin Feige. And Kevin Feige has been very heavily involved with the creative aspect when it comes to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And of course, there are a number of factors, but Kevin Feige is a big reason why Spider-Man was so successful. So, Kevin Feige still gets to head the Spider-Man films, which in turn will make Spider-Man more money, which in turn will make Sony more money. So Sony wins there, but of course Disney and Marvel win as well because Spider-Man gets to stay in the MCU and they get to make more money off him now. And that's fair because Tom Holland was specifically cast as Spider-Man for the MCU. Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal and the Russo brothers as well are the ones who chose Tom Holland specifically for a Spider-Man in the MCU. And with this new deal, Amy Pascal will officially be the one who is going to produce this film through Pascal Pictures. This works out perfectly because Amy Pascal produced the first two Spider-Man movies as well. So overall, all parties involved kind of win here, and that's why they came to an agreement. And with that agreement officially comes the third Spider-Man in the MCU, scheduled for release on July 16th of 2021. And this third Spider-Man film is going to be a big film for the MCU. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is supposed to go on to lead the Avengers. And let's not forget that a few months ago, there were many reports stating that Marvel is looking for a way to introduce Deadpool in the MCU, and they were eyeing Spider-Man 3 for their chance to do that. So now that Spider-Man is officially coming back to the MCU, and we have all of these Fox characters, Deadpool included, that need to be introduced into the MCU, and not to mention that Ryan Reynolds did tease the fact that Deadpool is coming to the MCU as well, we could be seeing Deadpool appear in Spider-Man 3. And that would also attract many more people to see the film, which would of course make more money for the film, which would of course make Disney and Sony more money. Which of course is something that everybody wants after they strike this deal with each other. So there are really big plans for Spider-Man 3. Sony held on to Spider-Man with everything they had, and Disney and Marvel settled for less than what they wanted just because they want Spider-Man to remain in the MCU. So we have a lot to look forward to. So, these are the new terms for the Spider-Man contract. Disney and Marvel will co-finance 25% of the films, and they will get 25% of the revenue in return. Pascal Pictures will produce the film, and the third Spider-Man film is scheduled for release on July 16th of 2021. I'll link the full report in the description down below if you want to check it out for yourself, but let me know what you think about this new deal. And let me know if you would like to see Deadpool get introduced into the MCU in Spider-Man 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.